is the first time they've had trails this close to where we always have sat. But if they work this bottom, hopefully we can get a shot. I'd like to find some old brush. There's plenty of it, but I don't want to make a bunch of noise. Kind of just build up some stuff around us. But for now, we're just going to try to wing it. The wind is perfect. It's blowing right back out. This is the first time I've sat here this year. Didn't get down here much last year. Caden sat here once with Colton, I believe, and they didn't see anything in the morning. But they also went further, not realizing this is where I was explaining to sit. But, yeah. We know there's deer here. We know there's bucks and does. It's just a matter of luck. The wind's good, so they shouldn't be smelling that carcass, but it looks like it's been here for a day or two. We'll see how this evening goes. I feel like there's a pretty good chance. Everything in here is inside of 50 yards. For the most part, I kind of know all the ranges just from hunting here for years. So, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. No, it's a deer. Pretty sure it's a deer. Yep. It's in the very back of the cove. It appears to be going to the right, but I can't tell for sure. It's kind of like between some trees. If it gets super early, it could just now be coming through here. It sure is acting weird. It's not acting spooky, that's good. It's just kind of hanging out in my back. It's still early, too. Do what? You looking at her in the camera? I'm looking down there. All I can see is a tail flickering. Oh, it's coming this way. It's a doe. It's probably going to take its sweet time, but it's about 120, 130 yards away. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll keep you updated as it's happening best I can. I know I get tunnel vision whenever I'm hunting. Yep, she's still back in the back. I can see her back there just between a Y of a tree. Got plenty of time. If she comes this way, she should be tight to this hillside. But she looks big too, big body. That's what we want. Manny's. Yeah, she's feeding on the left side. Yeah, don't just see her on the left. But she's not going. Well, yeah, she's walking. She kind of looked like she went up the hill a little bit. From what I just seen. She milled around there for a minute. Hopefully she comes this way, but it looks like she's going up the hill for some reason. And I don't see any more back there. Yep. She's definitely a little closer already. Just more October 10th. Caden and I just slipped in here about 30-40 minutes ago. It went from 48 degrees at the crack of daylight, whatever this is now. I definitely spooked a deer as soon as I got to the woods, and it looked like a buck, but I couldn't tell for sure. When you get into filming, you're going to have 14 different gadgets, just based on if you're hunting private or public or just your scenario. So far, the main deer that I'm interested in this year that I have on camera is the deer I call Fred, as in Fred Durst, Limp Bizkit, because he has a limp left ear. I just got back up here to the car. Unfortunately, it was starting to get dark down there in the woods, and usually I don't have a whole lot of luck if I haven't seen them by then. And knowing that my wind was bad and I'd already spooked one, and yeah, there was basically a lot of things adding up for me to, you know, climb down early. And yeah, I had about maybe 5 minutes of shooting light if I'm lucky. And sure enough, as soon as I hit the ground, I walk about 10 foot, and there had to have been, I'm guessing, a big buck, but it was only about 30 yards, and it bounded down the hill. But that's the way it goes. It sounded really heavy. I know I could hear antlers raking through. I mean, he definitely seen me, but he didn't blow. He just got out of there. So I am boogering this place up left and right this year. That's the third sit on this property, and I've jumped deer every single time. I'm guessing that People Trail has really rerouted them, and I'm just not having any luck finding access without blowing them out, or in this case, leaving the stand early. I packed up the other night, and as soon as I packed up, I spooked one, and then this time, as soon as I pack up and hit the ground, I spook one. Never even heard him coming in. It's super crunchy, and you can't even hear him. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully we can get this together. I'm going to try to make this quick because we're pretty much in the bedding area. We snuck in here about 30 minutes ago in the dark. It's just now where you can see to film. These deer are going to be close. If they show up, me and Colton jumped a nice buck and a doe right here about a week ago or so. Since then, he's tagged out. We're after the buck we call Striker. There's 2 or 3 other nice bucks in here though, so who knows what could come in. Well, doing some hiking down here, working our way around the back of this cove. Caden's pretty crippled up, so we kind of take our time, but there's some people up here skipping rocks. I see some kayaks, so I don't think they came from the woods, but not too far away there are some trails that definitely come from the upper hillsides, where you get more into the recreational areas. There's actually a lot of footprints here, but I think it's these people. Hopefully. Okay, now I just got back here and started getting set up. There's not much for dead limbs that we can really put up over us as brush, so I found one log just to break my silhouette off this hillside. There's a big dead, looks like a treetop right here, about 15 yards. And it's blocking the view of the deer that are going to be on the other side of that at 20. And there's a big tree there for him to draw, so with any luck, we're kind of open here, but maybe one will come in, and if they get within 20, he should get a shot. We're going to do what we can do. Hopefully we get a deer done. I'm sure you can hear the acorns falling. Ever since we got in the woods, the acorns are pouring off the trees, so. buck, I'm not sure, but it's coming right down the middle if they don't cross. I see it, yep. Just don't move much. Kinda see him, but I can't see his head yet. Yeah, he's a little guy. He's a 6-pointer. Yeah, he's just feeding right across the creek, about 15 yards past the creek. Just don't move much. Alright, he's going to the right. Swaying. No. How do you not see that tree? Look that way. See that tree? See, we're looking at two different right over the creek, right at the bend. Straight that way. You'll see a tree flapping back.
I see it now. See, we were looking at different directions. My street front is right here.
I'm doing the best I can to help you. That ain't gonna be the only deer.
I still don't see him physically, I just see the branch. He has no friends. Stop messing with him.
He's working dead away from us.
October 14th.
It has been one of those seasons. One of the good ones. The kids have all knocked one out except for Jax, which is pretty awesome. I've been taking Caden quite a bit, trying to get him tagged out, just no luck. We've had some light encounters with small bucks, but that's it. Hopefully we'll get Jax back out here soon. Tiffany's only got to go once, so we didn't see any deer. We're hoping, since there's been so many bucks up on their feet in daylight the last few days, that this is the day. It feels like the right day to me. It's been super windy, and it just died down about 2-3 hours ago. It's about half as bad as it was. Now we're up to 14-mile-an-hour gusts, so that's way better than it was. But I've got some nice bucks on camera here. I'm after a buck called the Kraken. He's an absolute giant. There's another buck called Notch. I don't have pictures of either of those from this year, but I've got a couple videos that you can't quite tell what the deer are, but they're big. And then I've got a big buck that I'm calling Fred. He's got a limp ear, like Limp Bizkit. That's why he got the name Fred. But he's a Big 10, 3.5-year-old, but huge. I've never killed a buck in October. That buck would definitely work for me. But there's 2 or 3 other older bucks here that haven't showed up on my cameras that I'm aware of, but are huge. So with any luck, we can get one down this morning. I don't have any intentions of shooting a doe, but you never know. I'm gonna try to hold out on a doe, just kill a buck today if I'm lucky. But you know how October is in deer hunting. You never know. seems to be getting a little bit worse. It's not supposed to be, but it is. There's another little buck. He walked through about 35 yards, right in the thicket in front of me. I seen him go to the right, but then I thought I seen him go back to the left, and then I lost him. But they're just milling around up in here, and there's really no acorns. This isn't like my other spots where I'm hunting acorns. This is all bedding, but it's weird bedding. It's like a crap load of maples. But for whatever reason, they like it, so I'm in here. I am so cold, though. Crossing this trail right here. Truthfully, it's only like 5 yards, but there's a ton of white oak and red oak right here in front of us. because we didn't make a very good path to the stand, but we got here and got set up. And right as it should have been shooting light, we had bad overcast this morning. And of course, the buck that we're after comes in. Literally within 10 yards, there's a new scrape right in front of the stand. But he comes all the way in to 10, to 15. I flipped the camera on thinking I had some light to film. And I guess the light from the screen on my face kind of spooked him, but they didn't blow. He goes out about 30, 40 yards and comes back in. And then we realize for sure that it's him. And we still can't even shoot because it's too dim out. And a bigger buck comes in behind him at about 20 yards. We couldn't even tell what he was. We could just tell he was way bigger bodied and definitely looked like he had a bigger rack. And the 9 itself, the first buck that came in, was big, so we're pretty hurt. But we had another buck come in. We thought it was the 8, so we got ready. And ended up being a different buck we didn't know about. But he walked within 20 yards and then went back behind us. Squirrels are crazy. But yeah, that was super unfortunate. They caught us in a bad moment. We weren't able to do anything. And the stand, I didn't get to brush it in very much because I had to carry the stand in here myself. And set it myself and all that. I'm going to brush this blind in. And I think we're going to bring in some lock-ons. And I think we're going to lock on about 20 yards from where they're coming in. This way they're still staring at this blind, but we're not in it. We got some smaller bucks here. Perfect for jacks. So hopefully jacks can get up here and get a crack at one with the crossbow. It would have been easy with a crossbow this morning. Easy, especially if we weren't filming. Like filling a tag, no problem. She'd have been tagged out on a huge buck. But we film. That makes things harder. So, just so you know, tag would have been filled in any of y'all's shoes. But in this case, for the camera, for the sake of y'all getting to see what we're doing, the deer got to live. 3 of them, technically, which we let the one walk. The 2 bigger ones, we hope they come back through, but if not, we're literally staring at trees trying to make a game plan. I'm a little butthurt about it, but hopefully I got my zip ties. I can brush this one in, pick out another tree, get back up here about midday, set up a stand. We're going to give it one day, get back in here, and hopefully they do the same thing. Hopefully no overcast. Yeah, these squirrels are ridiculous. As you can tell, the highway is real close by. In case y'all haven't figured it out, the world's consuming us, and we're down to just micro properties here and there. I think the biggest place I hunt besides public is a 40-acre plot. This is 22 or 23. And then I've got smaller properties like 19 and smaller. Micro properties is all we have left. It's sad, but we're making do. At least we're finding deer. Guess we'll see how this morning goes. Spike is chasing him around. Oh, it's that one from earlier. That'd be a good one for Jax. Might circle. Big ass mama doe's the one that got us. I said it was the mama doe that got us.
Alright, this is the old stand we just put together. Rock solid. This is the new one, side by side for me and Tiffany. That's a scrape. I'd say 20 yards. He hit that this morning. There's another one right there he hit. And then our stand was right there. It's about 25 yards. He walked right through here this morning, hit the scrape. They all worked through here and went back that way. The other ones walked right underneath here, but we got shots back here. Shots back here. I think it's going to be a good one. So we're going to be back here in the morning. Hopefully they don't do what they did. And Tiffany can get her first bow kill. So I'll send this back down to Caden. Alright, there's the ground view of our stand. Scrape. Scrape. They came right through here. They could just see us too well. But they're going to be looking in the wrong direction now. This is going